guys!
Hey everybody!
Welcome back to Tandem Fandom's Hot Tag, where we tag you in on all the hottest happenings in pro wrestling today. I'm Mick!
I'm Courtney.
And we are diving right in. The biggest event from Raw this week, we talked about it, we agree, was Roman Reigns spearing Rusev into the Matrix.
Oh, I thought we were gonna. I thought it was when Lana hit the cake.
But
no, the sudden build between Roman and Rusev, it was quick, it was hot, it was now, it was great.
Yes, on SmackDown, hands down, Dolph and Dean's rivalry escalating to a physical level now. But for more in-depth reactions on that, check out our Raw and SmackDown videos right there. But on NXT, pretty action-packed week, I think. You had the Asuka and Bayley contract signing, which was intense. This was a new element and dimension we see of Bayley, which I really like.
Yeah, Bayley getting a little more rough and tumble.
Oh,
and Asuka being like, okay,
like,
okay.
Yeah. It reminded me a little bit of Bolo from, I want to say it's Kickboxer he does this, where he, Van Damme's like, ha, and Bolo's like, ha, 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 ha. Like that's, I got that feel from it a little bit, but it was super cool. We also got to see the Authors of Pain in action against a team who's, I don't remember their names.
Nails and Rising.
Oh.
This is the second week we've seen them.
Oh, okay. Well, there you go.
I don't know their first names.
Paul Ellering down there as well, which was awesome.
Yeah.
But TM61, or as I prefer, the Mighty Don't Kneel, came down and attacked him post-match, which was really cool.
Yeah, so we got that, building.
Yeah, it's pretty cool. I imagine this is a match we're going to see at TakeOver, just another match to add to that card, which I think is really good.
Yeah, I like TM61 a lot.
Yeah,
I want to see more from Authors of Pain.
Got to see one of your favorite guys, the Curse of Greatness, Angelo Dawkins, LeBron James, against Andrade.
Emphasis on curse.
Andrade Cien Almas. This is a pretty solid match. Part of we talked about it before. What the hell is Angelo Dawkins doing?
I don't know. He's stirring the pot. He's mixing his oatmeal. I don't know. I think he's got too many things happening outside of the ring and not enough stuff happening inside of the ring for me to give a crap.
Yeah, I can agree with that. But
he's got potential, but he sure isn't showing it.
Andrade, solid guy, such a great worker, but post-match, things got
glorious.
Bobby Roode came in and got in that ring and was just awesome. I have loved everything they've done with Bobby Roode since he showed up. His music's great, the way he carries himself's great, and you know what? I know you don't speak English very well, so I'm going to spell it out for you. Like, that was so great. But he, of course, is having a match at TakeOver against Cien, so that's exciting.
Yeah, that's going to be a great match. I can't wait to see Bobby Roode work.
Yeah, it's going to be fantastic. I do think we have seen a drop-off in the rest of the women's division on NXT. Billie Kay against Liv Morgan. Ooh.
It was alright. I mean,
it's not the worst of times, but it's certainly not like the Four Horsewomen of times now.
We're definitely back to developing female talent.
Yes.
Which I think Billie Kay still needs a little bit more work.
I don't think she knows what she is yet. She's on the cusp.
I think it's the problem with developing characters is sometimes you feel it in your head, but you can't exude it to the audience.
Yeah.
I think she has an idea, and she's
the femme fatale one, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And, with her velour and her cape and
I'm not
looking
a fan
like
of her
Disney villain.
I'm not a fan of the velour gear, especially because, and not really like I think the velour's bad. It's more of like the cut of her gear because she's been doing the big boot as a finish, and they're playing up like, oh, she's got these long legs and she's so tall. I don't see it the way. Yeah, her legs don't like. I feel like there should be a way they can accentuate that instead of like covering her legs up so much.
Well, maybe
I don't
they
know.
could like give her a thigh high something, but a different color, or like a silver line down the side to really accentuate the length. And not that she has extremely long legs or anything, but that's you could movie magic it up a little bit.
I think so.
I love Liv Morgan. I
think
feel like she's got something that's untapped. I think she's gonna be up there pretty soon.
I do too. I kind of see her as that Carmella type replacement, not because they're both like the Staten Island, New Jersey thing, but just more of like her energy. Because she's very energetic, and this goes back to Billie Kay. I'm not a fan of her doing the big boot as a finish. Like it's kind of like when Nia Jax was doing that leg drop. It just, for me, it lacks it. I get why, because it's a finish you can do on anybody.
Yeah.
But I don't know, like femme fatale, a big boot doesn't. It's just it ain't working for me, dog. Like I
feel like femme fatale should be more like choke slam or something.
Yeah, something, or submission of something different. But they're on the cusp. This was a little sloppy, but they're getting there.
Yeah.
We got to see the team of Big Tucker Knight, and Patrick Clark. This is kind of another time we've seen Patrick Clark.
Yep.
He's looking great against Gargano and Ciampa. Really, really excited for their match with the Revival.
Yes.
And they played off of the Cruiserweight Classic. Would there be ill will or hard feelings involved? And there were not. It was beautiful.
Well, the way they ended their match at the CWC pretty much squashed any question of that.
Oh yeah, definitely.
Yeah, so they played it so perfectly.
So it was a great episode of NXT. Really excited to see as we go into the go home next week. But wait, we forgot the best part.
Oh, got your nose! Got your nose! Oh, Shinsuke.
He's just so great. Everything that he he is such a great counter to Samoa Joe.
Right, because Samoa Joe is such explosive seriousness.
And Shinsuke just has this little bit of playfulness, and just it's great. It's such an awesome, but it doesn't diminish the fact that he's a badass,
right?
And he's gonna put the boots to you, son. So I'm just more and more excited for this match and this build, and it's great. But in other news, the G1 has finally reached its A block winner and B block winner. We have our finalists. We have Hiroki Goto against the greatest professional wrestler walking the earth today, Kenny Omega.
I feel like there should be a hand symbol for Omega, but it's really hard to do. Oh, yeah.
Wow. First of all, Kenny's match against Naito was insane.
Well, I mean, Naito's pretty damn good.
It was such a great match. Kenny showing that he's the real MVP. I'm particularly excited about him getting this opportunity. I hope they allow him to beat Goto, because this would be this is the opportunity for Kenny where you can really push him to that next level and do something with him, because the guy just gives such a great performance every time he steps through those ropes that I think it's time. It's time for that.
He's wrestling with that gash in his back.
Yeah, that too. It's time for that heavyweight title shot, though. It's he's done the Intercontinental. He's done the Junior Heavyweight. It's time to give the man his shot. Give him his shot, New Japan. In TNA, it was an interesting week as Bobby Lashley continued to acquire all the gold.
All the gold. He's a Triple Crown champion in TNA now. Why not?
Yeah, why not? I can't wait till he takes the tag titles next by himself.
Is he gonna... I mean, he can't keep all three belts forever.
Why not? No, I'm just...
Because he'll retire at some point. But, is he going to defend them one by one? Is someone else going to be like, I want all three belts in one match?
Well, it's like he's been putting them up every match with a title. It's been title for titles. So I think he was putting every belt on the line.
Okay.
I don't know if that's going to be the case now.
So is he going to go for, like, the knockout belt now?
Oh, God, I hope so. He just grabs Cena and, like, throws her through the ring. He's like, ah!
Oh, man.
Oh, that would be amazing. We saw a debut. Formerly known as Damien Sandow debuted as Aaron Rex.
Angry Aaron Rex.
Yeah, he was kind of angry. I had a really hard time figuring out who he was now and what he was going, because there was a lot of like throwbacks to the trash WWE in the promo, but he didn't quite do that. But
well, he said his former employers.
Yeah, but he didn't really go in depth and be like, "Oh, Barry." I mean, but there were some shots, but they were very vague.
He's doing it his way. He's not gonna let the writers, whatever. It was, yeah.
Yeah.
I'm sure he'll do better in the ring afterwards. It was
for a debut, it was okay. I want to see more of him. I want to figure out who he is now, because he's like, oh, I never had my IQ tested. That was the old act, but blah, blah, blah.
The crowd was like, oh, you're a genius, with the whole you're welcome thing and the Rhodes Scholars, but...
Yeah, I
really don't know where he's going.
Yeah, and I'm interested to see where he fits, because there was, kind of a stare down with Bobby, which indicates like a world title type level, which was, again, that was classic, hey, a WWE guy came in, put the world belt on him for 2 seconds.
Right.
So, I don't know. I think he has potential to do good things because he's a talented individual, but...
I'm just disappointed because all he talked about was changing the landscape and changing the mold, and he did the exact same thing that every former WWE star did in, like, 2006.
Yeah, so, I don't know. It's still interesting to see where it goes.
Now that Billy Corgan is president.
And apparently that is not just a storyline element. That is the world in which we live in. Billy Corgan is now the president of Impact Wrestling, whereas Dixie Carter has shifted to being a chairman type position.
And apparently the locker room's pretty happy.
Yeah, well, no disrespect to Dixie Carter, but I think just a new hand being on the... the helm of the ship to say, this is where we're going. A lot of people have really liked the things that Billy has done since he's been involved, because he does have experience in the past with having his own promotion. Not everything's successful, but at the end of the day, he's creative as a person, being an artist, being one of the, biggest bands ever in Smashing Pumpkins. Right. So he has a different direction and view and goal of where he wants to take the company, instead of Dixie Carter just like... I don't know what she was trying to do at some point, like be mini WWE, and it's like you just don't have the money to compete with them, unfortunately.
Right.
It's just, but I think Billy.
It's a good. It could be a fantastic refresh. The landscape of the business is changing every day, and I feel like Billy Corgan's gonna have more of a finger on the pulse of that.
I think so, and he's, been quoted as saying in the past, like, well, nobody knows what works in 2016 in professional wrestling, which I completely disagree with. I think there are people that understand a little bit more, but I'll give them credit bringing in, guys like Aaron Rex, bringing in guys like Moose, Miracle Mike Bennett, the utilization of, like, EC3, Drew Galloway.
Yeah.
They are making positive strides. The Decay,
right.
We love. Braun, we love. So they're doing a lot of great things. Broken Matt Hardy and Brother Nero, like, that is so great, and it's a better way to use the Hardy Boys as opposed to...
It's different. It's fresh.
So it's, really positive directions. Vader versus Will Ospreay happened, and we are happy to report... Will Ospreay is not dead!
Yay!
So... All right, and they, they used it smartly though, because Vader won due to interference by Pete Dunne on, to help help Vader beat Ospreay. So I like that it was used to further a feud between two younger guys. Like, that was smart.
On.
Ricochet showed up at one point. It was cool, but the most important thing is Vader did not kill Will Ospreay in the ring. So we are.
Yes.
Really happy for that,
Speaking of classic old timers, the NWA had their Hall of Heroes ceremony last weekend.
That's right. It was really cool. We unfortunately were not there personally, but due to the amazing photography of fisticuffs photography from Mr. Robert Holt, it was like we were there.
Yeah, we got to see. He takes such great pictures of every wrestling event that happens locally. He travels as much as the wrestlers, like going straight from Myrtle Beach from that convention to the last PWX show, like busting in the door.
Yeah, we're like running in during it's amazing. I mean, the man is hands down
puts in so much work.
He's the best photographer in the wrestling business today, and I challenge anybody to dispute that remark. You know,
the gauntlet.
And not to mention, he's such a great guy. He's so nice.
Yeah, we've talked to him a couple times. Can't wait to talk to him again.
Yeah, so, you know, Robert, keep up the good work, man. We love it. We love it. But speaking of the Hall of Heroes, they did induct the American Dream, Dusty Rhodes, Magnum TA, Road Warrior Animal, the Boogie Woogie Man, Jimmy Valiant. It was Paul Ellering as well. It was really cool. It was really cool to see, and they had fantastic wrestling through the event as well.
Mm-hmm.
So there was another thing that happened. It's not, I mean, it's wrestling news, but it.
I think it's news.
Okay,
it's news
well, I'll
to
let
me.
you.
It's news to me, damn it!
Speaking of which, he followed me on Twitter.
Oh, he was at the Hall of Heroes too.
He was, and he followed me on Twitter, and so I was. Thank you. I was very excited when I was like, oh,
that's the real me, damn it, guys.
It's still real to me, damn it! I was very excited. I was very excited.
But for those of you who are on the Cody Rhodes train like I am, there is a fantastic live interview happened earlier this week with Straight Shoot.
Yeah, Aubrey Sitterson of Straight Shoot does a podcast involving wrestling. Has a lot of guys on. It's a pretty good show.
Yeah, the audio from the interview is available in podcast form. You can also watch it on YouTube. It's live, like they're both on webcams. It's really great because you get some serious insight straight from the Prince's mouth about things that happened, how he feels about Stardust, how he felt about the business, and Aubrey, he's a little quirky, so some of the parts are a little tough to get through, but it's worth it.
Yeah, if you're a Cody Rhodes fan, and if you're interested in seeing the sort of things that Cody's going to be doing, it gave great insight into that, and a little bit more insight into kind of why he left. I mean, that stuff's out there, but I feel like he addressed some of the bigger question marks that people had in terms of why.
And it's really comfortable, a really comfortable interview, really real talk, and I just love to hear him tell stories. Yeah,
it's a pretty good interview, so check that out. It is out there. But I think that kind of wraps us up for this week. I mean, that's all the hottest news that we got lined up for you this week. As always, make sure if you like the video, give us that thumbs up. If you really like it, share it. Let us know what you think in the comments below about what you felt was the biggest news piece of this week. Check out our other videos on the channel by clicking this link right here. And if you want more wrestling goodness from us, click this link right here on my face.
To subscribe. Shit. Follow us on Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter as well.
And as we always say here on Tandem Fandom...
Oh, wait.
What?
And the biggest news from Tandem Fandom Studios...
Oh, that's right.
You voted, we listened. The next wrestling series that Tandem Fandom is going to be working on is... Tandem Fandom Goes East, a history of Japanese wrestling, sorry.
Oh, no problem. We're really excited about this series. You know, you smacked down your vote. You
Thank you so much for going to Twitter and hitting that poll up.
Thanks for sliding into the DMs. Thanks for any and every way.
Comments, everything.
Yeah, it was great. All the other series that we talked about will be worked on at some point, but the next one is Tandem Fandom going into the land of the rising sun to explore that history, and we are very excited. Also, said it earlier, another shout out, Fisticuffs Photography. Check him out on Instagram,
Facebook.
It's great stuff. It gives you a real in-depth look at indie wrestling. Go show the man some love. He's a fantastic dude. So do it.
Do it.
As we always say here, if you're gonna be a fan,
tag a friend.